So as the Trump administration drastically ramps up deportations, it is also reducing transparency into that process. When Democratic Congressman Jason Crow tried to make one of his regular oversight visits to the ICE detention facility in Aurora over the weekend, he was turned away. He told our Angela McCall that's a violation of federal law.
When stepping into the ICE detention facility, he didn't expect to be turned away.
And for the first time in over 6 years, I was denied entry.
Democratic Congressman Jason Crow tried to make an unannounced visit on Sunday.
The law says very clearly that members of Congress must be provided immediate access to these facilities. And yesterday, during my attempt, the administration violated that law.
Crow is citing this public law, 118-47, that says nothing in this section may be construed to require a member of Congress to provide prior notice of the intent to enter a facility.
And the reason for that is because around the country, when members of Congress would announce or say in advance that they were going to come to visit, things got cleaned up, they got changed. We noticed changes that had been implemented just in the last 24 hours. So that's why these unannounced visits were so important.
The law passed in 2024, but now in 2025, the Department of Homeland Security and ICE say Crow needed to give at least 7 days notice, a policy that seems to contradict the federal law.
And every member of Congress should want to get into these facilities that make sure that their constituents and the people that they represent are not being pulled into these facilities without due process.
Crow says while the Trump administration prioritizes detention and deportation, this is the time when accountability needs to happen.
It has become substantially harder to do basic congressional oversight.
In a statement, ICE says it, quotes, needs to maintain security protocols to promote the safety of staff, detainees, and the local community, and that the congressman's request did not comply with the mandatory 7-day notice, adding that Crow's office was told on July 15th that they could not support a visit to the facility.
I mean, you can understand how the whole point of showing up is to show up without telling people that you're coming. I mean, ideally what? He goes in, he gets information, and then he kind of relays it to the public and relays it to other people in Congress?
Yeah, so he does these basically unannounced visits, and then he also has a team that goes into the ICE facility with more planned visits. They create what's called accountability reports, and some of those reports over the last several years were using data that ICE would just voluntarily provide, or the facility would provide. That information is not as readily accessible, and so many of these reports in the last 6-ish months have gone uncompleted.
All right, Angela McCall, thank you very much.